Hello, Leo. Welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning to the channel, welcome back. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I am Nicole. Leo, this is going to be your reading for the next 2 weeks. This is going to be Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node placements in your birth chart. If you are here, welcome. I'm so glad that you are here. Thank you to everybody who has liked, shared, subscribed, booked personal reads, made donations to the channel, the super chats, the live feed last night. Like everybody, you all are amazing. Thank you all for all the ways you show up for me. With that being said, personal reads are open and available. Channel memberships are available. The Discord community is now up and running. I will be putting the link for that in the description box. It will not be in this video, but I will be finessing some of those areas of the channel as well here in the very near future. So that is that. If you're interested in a personal read, those are open and available, and the email to reach out to me can be found in the description box below. All right, Leo, let's get down to business here. Let's see what's going on for you in the next 2 weeks. We had the Libra new moon last night. Scorpio season starts tomorrow. A lot of things in the astrology pre-shadow phase here for Mercury retrograde. I can't remember the date exactly that Mercury is going to go retrograde, but it is the third and final time this year. Hallelujah, right? All right. Chance and projection. The past versus the future, Leo. To go or not to go? That is the question. Right? That's really what I'm getting from that. It's like the past, the future, the past. Where am I? What have I learned? Where am I going? Why am I going? How am I doing it? Why am I doing it? A lot of questions. I just did a reading for Cancer too. You might be a Cancer cusper, but some similar energies. All right. So let's see here. Card for Leo Spirit for the next 2 weeks. What do they need to know? What do they need to know? What's in there? I'm hearing to be adaptable, Leo. Be adaptable. Be adaptable to change. Be okay with change. And it says, I say that, it's like, rah, rah, rah. I've heard it before. Like, the Spirit's really emphasizing this. You had the same card come out as Gemini. You could have Gemini placements as well. Could be dealing with a Gemini. Venus and Mercury are sticking out specifically, but it's also about your interpretation of things. Healing. Could be healing the way you see things, healing the way you do things, Leo. That would be fabulous. That's illumination. You're damn right you are. Communication. Ooh, Leo, I got the chills. Wow. Referencing, boy, this card is always so interesting to me. You know, Leo, it gives me this indication of like, you've written the book, you could feel like you've written the book on a lot of things. Like, you understand the meaning of it, you understand how it's been pronounced, you understand just all of the parts of something. Why you've built your life the way you have. You know, as we move into Scorpio season, that's all about transformation, transmutation, changes, death, rebirth, right? Spooky season. But it's like you've particularly categorized parts of your life. It's almost like you've kept them separate. So, you know, like you could think about it in daily life. Like, here's my finances. Here's my person. Here's my house. Here's my work. Here's my friends. It's almost like you get to go off into certain blocks of those areas of your life and go, I'm going to deal with this like one thing at a time. And it's not that it's not smart, we'll say, to have them in their own place. But I almost feel like you've boxed them up too much. Like, this is where I get to be this form of Leo. And Leo, you're considered the performer of the zodiac. I can perform this way with these friends. I can perform this way in this relationship. I can perform this way at work. I can perform this way here, there, and all over. I don't think that the versions of you that all these various blocks of your life are getting are really any different. It isn't like you're showing up in a mask. But it's almost like, it's funny. It's like Spirit's like, let them all kind of bleed together. It's almost like links. Like, you ever make those paper links out of construction paper to make like chains? there are certain parts that should be linked together, and it's kind of like how it expands outside of you. So you would be you, your closest core people, maybe your spouse, significant other, family, but I don't know, we'll just use the hierarchy of it all. Like, so you've got you, your spouse, your children, your family that you were born into, your work, or however, whatever order you put those in. And it's like they should be linked together somehow. I don't know why it's coming through that way, but there's something about it. It's like what I've done already is like a well-oiled machine, and it probably does work. But somehow it needs to go together. I don't even know quite what I mean as I say that to you. Hopefully you do. But there's some illumination to what has been decreed or decided, or you've taken authority over in the past. It's like all of it's supposed to, it's like, let's say you learn a lesson in your personal life, but you don't apply that to your professional life. You know, it's like I would typically tell, it sounds so contradictory. I would typically tell people, like, leave your personal shit at home, bring, you know, and when you go to work, and leave your work shit at work when you go home, right? And I'm not saying that they should, you know, take your shit from one place to the other. But it's like, if you go home, let's say as an example from work, and your spouse looks at you and says, how was your day? And you're like, I'm fine. Okay, good. I'm glad you're fine. What happened during your day? Like, to share, it's something about sharing, like sharing that part of your day. I hope that's making sense. It's not that it bleeds into it, but it's a part of it. I hope that makes sense. It's about shared meaning to what is going on with you. Again, I hope that's clicking for you guys. I don't know how else to explain what's coming through. It doesn't impose for you to be open. It's like I've ordained this part, and this part. But they really all do go hand in hand. Again, you could have learned a lesson in your personal life around your relationships, but when you go to work, you see it differently. If you learn a lesson around truthfulness of people, as an example, don't think the people at work aren't going to give you a similar experience, potentially. It's Spirit saying a twisted truth that I think you've told yourself, like, this is just this, and this is just that, and I'll keep all these things separate. And that way there is no confusion, there is no chaos, there is no miscommunication, there is none of this. But ultimately, they all go together. It's almost like, thank you, Spirit, it's almost like they're trying to support a lifestyle you're trying to create, and you're trying to keep it separate. It's a weird message, Leo, but it's there. And it's something I think you kind of know. Like, some parts of life would be easier if you could incorporate all of these things somehow together, but it doesn't mean that they have to be bled into each other. And I do think that your interpretation of things may be changing. It's like, if I'm going to do X, Y, and Z, these things are going to kind of go hand in hand moving forward. You know, home may affect all parts of life. Your family, your job, your fun. Not saying in a negative way, but they all kind of have to go together somehow. You may be learning a lesson over the next 2 weeks about that. How they all do and can work independently, but yet synchronistically between each other as well. Like, again, a very different message than I would typically receive. It's like you kind of possess, thank you, Spirit. Like, you possess each part of your life as its own entity. It'd be like having all these different businesses. It'd be like being, you know, having a bakery, and then having an electrical shop, then having car parts, and then having, I don't know, a medical facility. But the one connective piece here, Leo, is you. Like, you still run it all. They may have nothing to do with one another in a lot of ways, but the connectivity is you. I hope that's making sense. I really do. There's just something, it's like 5 parts of life, Leo, and they're all changing. They're all changing. It doesn't feel, I want to say rapidly, but it doesn't feel like it's necessarily rapid. It's just like they're all kind of transforming at the same time, and there might be some clarity around that on what you're working towards and how, Leo, you're creating some kind of new life for yourself. And this I feel like this is just the beginning of it. You could have even gotten a little lazy and complacent in the way that you've done things for a long time, just because you've got 11:11 on the clock. You've gotten comfortable being in that authoritative role where this is just the way that it is. And that works for me. But something is changing. And I think that these next 2 weeks, Leo, are going to start to kind of show that to you somehow. I think you're going to start to ponder your interpretation of how that works. Somebody or something close to you could be helping to redefine and reshape what that looks like. Be open and adaptable to that. I think it's going to create some ambitious energy within you that you just, I don't want to say that I don't think that you would have ever changed or wouldn't ever change, but you just didn't see it yet. It's like, oh, eventually, maybe one day, if Spirit, there's the key words, thank you, if I have to. What if you did it just because you could? It's a little different. So, interesting. All right, let's see here. All right, Spirit, for Leo in the next 2 weeks. Your message is going a little longer. I'm kind of surprised by that. All right, for Leo in the next 2 weeks. Is that what I think? Madness, chaos, mystery, empty room. Some of you could be moving. Some of you are making changes to places in which you've been. Something around you also, again, collection there, could be making you feel like you are missing out on something. Like, Spirit's also saying, where are the rooms that you are supported the most? Something very important about that for you. We're going to clarify, but I feel like this shift may feel monstrous to you in some way. It's like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I'm capable of this. Can I defeat this? Can I create order and chaos? It's like I said, everything was kind of like finally organized. This was this was that. So as long as we're not together, there's no confusion. I've had this old experience. Everything was chaos as a result. I don't want it to be that way. But this new encounter, it would be like the same thing as like this encounter and then single. These are two very different energies. This is like wanting to be in a relationship but wanting to live as a single person, right? Like entertain other things, just as an example. I'm not saying that's what you're doing. But, or wanting to have a job that you have to get up for at 5 a.m., but you're a night owl and don't go to bed till 3. Like, obviously somewhere, if what you want, like you have to do the supportive things to support what you're trying to accomplish, right? If your goal is to be in a relationship, then you've got to give up, not that how do I say this? You're not giving up freedom, but the lifestyle does have a change. If you want to lose weight, you have to change your lifestyle, right? Like, it's not just a diet. You lose 5 pounds, you go back to eating the way you were, you're going to put your 5 pounds back on. It's a lifestyle change. It doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. It doesn't mean that it's ruining your life. It just means that each thing in life that you want to do, whether it's work, relationships, family, hobbies, whatever, Spirit, the terms and conditions in which you support those things are going to have to change, because each part of those parts require a different version of you. Like I said, it's not like you're wearing a mask. You know, at home, maybe you need to be loving with your children. At work, you've got to be the boss. If you want to be a parent, then that changes things, right? Like all of these things, like all of these parts could feel like they require a different version of you. I think, but again, it's like you are showing up as you, like you're authentically you, but there's idealism around a role is what I'm hearing from Spirit. Again, I hope that's making sense. It's very, you're going deep these 2 weeks, Leo. You're digging deep. I'll give you that. Like you got some deep thoughts going on. What else for Leo in the month of, for the next 2 weeks, Spirit? It's about a month of processing. Synchronization. So something is coming together. Your emotions, you're finding harmony. There's certain memories, key memories that are popping up for you too. This may be, I don't know, let's say growing up, you were teens and you were like I'll just use an example. Like I wanted to be a lawyer my entire life. And then I put it on the back burner for the longest time, and I finally made a move to go to be an attorney, and then I ended up doing this. Divine intervention. But I feel like you are being called back to an original thought or idea you've had around maybe work or love or what you initially wanted or something like that, that actually made you feel good. So this could have been 10 years ago. You didn't have to be a teenager. For some of you, it might be. It's going to be different for everybody. But it was an idea of something that made you feel really good. And I do think that it's synchronizing for you exactly what you want, but you have to play that supportive role to the key role of who you are and who you are going to be in this next chapter. So one more pardon my ear, it's congested. Noisy sound and miracle. Through the chaos, Leo, miracles happen. During transformation, miracles occur. Scorpio season, taboo, that is Scorpio. Roll the dice, taking the chance. You know, they say curiosity killed the cat, but did every cat die, really? I don't think so. Put it to you that way. You could feel right now or in the coming weeks that there's so much coming in at you. But I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised that the very thing that you want or wanted, it feels, honestly, Leo, it feels picturesque to me. Like when everything is balanced, I get everything that I want, like in ways that I didn't think I could have. Like I didn't think it was possible in this world, in this economy, in this life, and all the things. Like how could I have both? Here it is. And I'm watching this craziness go on from the madness to the synchronization. So everything's crazy, chaos, synchronization, everything's good, noisy, I don't know where this is going, miracles happen, taboo. Through the storm, through the shifts, through the tides, whatever, something comes together. And I think for some of you, it's like, how could that possibly come together in all of this? How could that possibly work? But it does. Spirit's also saying right people, right places, right circumstances. Some things in the past were not meant to work. That's why they didn't. Something better was meant for you. Hence, here you are. Okay? So, what is this madness about? Leo, I'm hearing too from Spirit, like, either you or somebody you're dealing with, like, you're looking at each other in a sense of, you're the gem that I didn't know existed, is what I just heard from Spirit. Like, the gem I didn't know existed. Madness, chaos, the Chariot. Forward movement. I said I just did Cancer's reading. Some of you could be Cancer cuspers. The Chariot is Cancerian energy. There's that. It is driving past it, moving on from it. Four of Wands. This could very well have to do with family and home. Look back to Cancer season 2. What did you start working on at that point? Knight of Wands. Something I don't even want to say something. The Knight of Wands is a person. Knight of Wands is a character, right? And I feel like, and this person may be guarded, Leo. You could be guarded with that line. I think you're trying to master a lot of self-control after a lot of like battle wounds, maybe. Got your head bumped a couple of times by life. But again, like this Chariot though is also like you're healing. You've healed more than you realize. And when you are doing that healing work, or you're changing, you're evolving, you're learning the lessons, Spirit brings to you exactly what you need. And guess what? You got it. Like you already have it, but now it's like, how do I pull those, again, 5 things. How do I pull those all together? How do I do that thing? Leo, you're just gonna do it. Like, it doesn't have to make sense to you. It just has to show up. It just has to do what it needs to do for you. Because it's like you have run smack dab into something or someone. I mean, it's like you were bound to come together. You were bound to cross paths. Maybe you weren't in the right headspace before. Maybe this person or place or job wasn't in the right space for you at that time. There had to be some sort of navigating, and it's happened. So let's see. Be careful that some of you are not driving and get T-boned. Pay attention before you pull out, okay? Side note. Self-indulgence. Yeah, I just said you needed time. That person needed time. There it is. Needing time, literally. Time to heal. Shadow work. That needed to happen before the come together could happen, before the boundaries could be dropped. Needing to drop the boundaries and just be open to the healthy choices. You were kept separate from something you wanted, until self-care happened, till self-actualization happened, till self-realization happened, to understanding what happy is, maybe even on your own, to understanding what love and life are about. You could not have had that next thing, or maybe even a job, like being grateful or gratitude or gratuitous of a job. You couldn't come together with other things in the future, or even now, 22:22 on the clock, without those certain processes happening. So everything that didn't work before, for good reason, it was not meant to, because you had to learn something about better choices for yourself, which would also lead to, we'll say, those 5 things, you making better choices for each of those parts of your life as well. So it's just a different energy that you are evolving into, transmuting out of, the tougher times, essentially, right? The synchronization for Leo Spirit, what is this about for the next 2 weeks? 6 of Pentacles. You give, they give, right? You give, they give. Knight of Cups. We're afraid we're going to lose control of our emotions, Leo. Plain and simple. Knight of Cups in the Tower. This is also you needing to kind of like, ever see one of those action movies where, like, I don't know, we'll say Bruce Willis comes walking out of like the flames of hell. I don't even know if this is a movie, but I'm just making it up. And he comes out, and he's got a couple bumps, got a scratch here on his forehead, and he's got his shirt's ripped over here. But there he comes, and just the movies being the movies, there's the love of his life sitting there going, oh, you went through hell, here I am. Leo, you went through hell, here I am. Like, that's really kind of how this feels. That it's like everything is lining up for you because you've gone through these things, because you've done this battle, you've gone through some of the madness in the past, because now you're more well-rounded. Now you know what you need to do. It's kind of funny to put it that way, but there it is. All right, what else on this synchronization? 10 of Wands. This is, I don't think you know how to lay down that way of being. It's like, I'll take on the responsibility, I'll take on all of these things. This Spirit is just saying, too, shared responsibilities. Maybe delegating to other people. Hey, I need you to do X, Y, and Z here at your job. Thanks for doing your job. I appreciate you. Maybe at home, delegating, letting other people do for you as you do for them as well. 24:24 on the clock. And it's like, you don't know how to do that. Do you know how to actually relax? Can you relax? Can you find a way that you're not overdoing it 24/7? Can you share that responsibility with others? Again, letting parts of life, like, hey, hon, I've got to go to work today, so could you do X, Y, and Z? Great, thanks. And then, you reciprocate some other way with that 6 of Pentacles, whatever that looks like. You go to work. hey, Joe, Andy, and Greg, here's your job. I can't fix this for you today. I need you to do your job today. And P.S., I'm taking Friday off, you know, like, so now you're going to have to step up to the plate. This is your opportunity to prove yourself, right? Like, it's shared responsibility. Not just that other people are supporting your role, but you are also playing a supportive role to these different avenues of your life. Okay? I hope that's making sense. All right. Anything else on this synchronization? The Chaser. If you keep control of everything, nobody can abandon you because you've done it all by yourself. This really is, like, I'm going to tell you as an example, as a mom, when you watch you're like telling your kids, hey, I need you to do this, and you're watching them struggle to do it, and they're doing it all wrong. It's like, I don't know, we'll just say folding the towels. That's an easy example. And it's driving you crazy. It's driving you nuts that they are not folding the towels the right way, but you know they have to be taught responsibility. And you're like, just get out of my way, I'll do it myself. How many of you have done that with your person, with your kids, with the people you work with? Just get the fuck out of my way, I'll do it myself. That's an abandonment wound. I'll just do it right and be done with it because someone else is going to disappoint me. Something else is going to disappoint me. Something is going to, if I take a chance on this thing that's really important to me because I want to do X, Y, and Z, it leads me to stress. It keeps me up at night. It worries me. But if you don't, I'll say Leo, lean into the taboo Scorpio energy there. Not a lot of water energy here, by the way, emotions. How are you going to know? You can't. You wouldn't. You wouldn't know. Think about it. This noisy sound and miracle spirit for Leo. What is this about? Five of Swords. Being taken advantage of before. Leo, strength, there you are again. In your own read. Surprise, surprise. Mastering. Stability. For yourself. But again, there's all these other parts of life that need you to be a part of. I think you would be surprised, Leo, Spirit just said this, you would be surprised to know how much people miss you. You're you, Leo. You're charismatic, you're fun, lighthearted, sometimes introverted, sometimes extroverted. You're dynamic. And you're just like, whatevs. You'd be surprised how much people miss you sometimes. It's almost like you need to get out of like this. I don't want to tell you to like go off and be irresponsible, right? Because I'm certainly not doing that. But like, how do I want to put this? It's okay not to put all the responsibility on your shoulders. Just FYI, okay? Five of Swords, Five of Pentacles, 2 5s, Leo, 2 5s, changes. I feel like in the past, potentially being used, defeated, left with egg on your face, made to look like a fool in some cases. The Five of Pentacles, there you go, off on your journey, starting over again, you know, Knight of Pentacles, and it's like it's been a real slow freaking rebuild for me, right? Like it's been a slow rebuild. So now it's like you've just learned to cut people off before it gets started. Queen of Swords, like, I've learned my lesson. I'm smarter than this. I'm good. But yet, at some point here, you've seen the opportunity and other things around you, but there's also requirements of mountains in the background, and the mountains in tarot means some challenges. But what you don't see now, when it comes to this, is that the Wheel of Fortune's supporting you. It's a positive shift. It's good karma, if you want to call it that. We've seen what you've done, Leo. Good karma. The wheel's spinning in your favor, on your behalf. Like, you've done the work, you've done the time, you've maybe cleared up some past karmic lessons. You know, you've learned what you've needed to learn to this point. You are now, Hangman, enlightened by this, and now you're needing to pick the direction. I said juggling, right? Did I say juggling? Something like that. But it's just like, I'm just going to keep it the way I've had it. Seven of Wands. It's like you end up breaking your own heart because you're just like, hold on a minute. Just pause. I'll just keep it this way. So then if shit goes south, I'm already disappointed enough about it, so then it doesn't even matter. Stop it. Leo, just stop. Stop doing the damn thing. All right, this 5 of Pentacles and 5 of Swords, Spirit, why? 7 of Pentacles. In the middle of all of whatever's happened, this miracle, and I'm actually going to shuffle one more time. Miracle, Spirit. The Devil and the 2 of Swords. There's this disbelief around how you can get it all. There really is. How do I have it? How do I get all of that? How do I get what I want? How could it possibly happen? It is like some level of disbelief. What about it, Spirit? What about this Devil? And it's 3 of Swords, Leo. You're healing these things, and yet they're right in your face. I've had to rebuild. I've had to put boundaries up. I've had to restrict myself from making forward movement because I've had my emotional, I said a lot of water here. I've had my emotional ass handed to me. But look at this. Death card. Scorpio energy. Scorpio season starts tomorrow. I was talking about transmutation. Transformation. 13, that's the end of this. The end of seeing love as pain, emotional happiness as pain, or disappointment later on. If you're getting some sort of clarity about what you're supposed to walk towards, what you're supposed to do. And the time is now, Leo. I think I've said that to you recently. The time is now. What is to come for Leo? This is the longest 2-week reading I think I've done outside of Scorpios. Scorpios always go. I don't know. I don't even think theirs was this long now that I think about it. I think it was like 20 minutes. All right, Leo. What's to come in these 2 weeks? Commitment. From no, you're allowed to change your values too, by the way. From no to yes. Moving. Some of you could be moving. Some of you could be taking a vacation. It's time to move on from the old way. And there, fire sign. There you are, Leo. It's like a lie you've told yourself. Like you're so used to like finding out something brutal later on about people or jobs or whatever. And it's just like, let's just get it over with. Let's just be done with it. But that's not what this is. That's not at all what this is. And it's like you're still trying to figure out. You may have dealt with an air sign in the past, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. You've distanced yourself from that, but it's also like you're trying to distance yourself from a ghost of the past that doesn't even exist anymore. 33, it's only in your mind. You keep going back and forth. You do. It's like, what if I want something else? What if I want to do something else? You've got to figure that out for yourself. But all the parts of life go together. They all go hand in hand. But I think I've kind of beat you over the head with this. What has happened before isn't going to happen again. I've been telling you quite a few of the signs that we're not in the same stuff that we were in before. It's a very different time frame. And you're okay. Like, it's like caution. But Spirit's like, it says don't overwork yourself. Just be with what is flowing for you. Because it wants to work with you, Spirit is saying. It wants to fill you up, Spirit is saying. It wants to support you, whatever this is. but I think that it is, how do I explain it? It's not going to be on the terms that it once was. It's a definite change of pace, Leo, for you, okay? Any advice for Leo? Mask, hiding your true feelings. Death card again, Leo. The end of this shit. No more, no more, no more. Again, healthy choices. Stop running from the good stuff. Stop running from the support. Let it happen for you, okay? Let it happen for you. Leo, I'm leaving it there. I could probably beat this horse all day and I'm done. I think you get it. I hope you get it. Let life happen for you. You'll be happy. Miracles, you will be happy. Miracles do happen. All right. Personal reads are open and available. The info is found in the description box below, as well as the About section of the page. Sending you all so much love. I will see you in about a week, 2 weeks. November reads will be out, and then you're bi-weekly. So have a fantastic week or so, and I will see you soon. I'm sending you all so much love. Take care. Bye.